my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brittany, and I'm a content creator providing content creation tips and tricks for new and beginning content creators, UGC creators, and I also do a little bit of productivity tips in the mix as well. Today, I'm going to dive into one of the most overlooked topics when it comes to content creation tips, which is self-belief. So whether you're just starting your content journey, or if you're just feeling a little bit uncertain about your potential, this video is definitely for you. So let's go ahead and dive in. First things first, we need to drop the idea of that everybody has it all figured out in the content creation space. One of the biggest challenges for new content creators and YouTubers is comparing themselves to other creators who've been doing this for years. Believe me when I say all these good YouTubers that you watch now, they started at zero, okay? There was a point where they didn't have any subscribers. There was a point when they, didn't know how to film, didn't know how to record. They maybe their first video was a little shaky, maybe they were too, a little uncertain about their content, their potential as a creator. But what set them apart is them believing in themselves and also their persistence to keep going. So just take a look at some of the popular YouTubers today. Their first videos were definitely far from perfect, but what they did have was the courage to, learn from that, grow from that, study, more things that they can do to help improve their content and how they felt about their content. So I'm just saying all that to say as a reminder to keep going, because you have to start somewhere, and just because you're a beginner doesn't mean that you just can't do this or you suck at content creation. You're just a beginner and you have to learn and grow as you go. One of the most common traps for beginners in content creation and YouTube is thinking that everything has to be perfect before hitting that publish button. It does not have to be perfect. It does not have to be edited to the nines. It doesn't even have to be that long if it's just you starting somewhere. And honestly, waiting for perfection is a sure tell way that you're not going to ever have anything posted because you're needing it to look a certain way, even when you're just starting out and you're still learning the ins and outs of content creation. Instead of trying to be completely perfect and have everything polished and put together when you're first starting out, focus on making progress. Did you film a video? Did you film your first video? That's progress, okay? Each video you put out is definitely a learning experience. You will eventually get better with editing. You'll get better with filming angles. You'll get better with talking to the camera. And you'll also get better with understanding what your audience likes once you find your target audience. So the more you put yourself out there, the more you'll start to trust your process and your abilities, and you'll definitely get more comfortable with time. So definitely, if you don't take anything away from this video, take that self-belief doesn't come from getting it right on the first time. It comes from seeing your growth over time, and that means just starting wherever you are. And I'm no stranger to saying this. I go back and watch my YouTube videos. I go back and look at some of my first Instagram, TikTok posts. Like, you could tell that I was uncomfortable in front of the camera, that the way I was talking, it just wasn't believable at all. My quality wasn't all there, and over time, like, I'm looking at myself and I'm just right now talking to the camera like I'm cool, okay? Like, am I where I want to be? Definitely not, but I am not where I was when I started, and that all just takes time and growth across everything when it comes to content creation, honestly. Now, what we need to normalize is celebrating small wins, okay? Did you film your first video? That's a win, okay? You edited and uploaded it. That's a win, okay? You got your first 20 subscribers, 50 subscribers maybe. That's a win, okay? Every step forward is definitely worth celebrating, and it's gonna make you feel good because you actually decided to put all your nerves aside, all your wanting to be perfect and wanting to do this and look a certain way before filming or whatever, all that aside, because you're actually, what you're putting out is actually reaching people and they're wanting to come back to your content. So definitely don't wait till you reach that 1,000 subscriber mark or get to 10,000 subscribers to feel proud of yourself, because you simply sitting in front of the camera, editing that video, getting it posted, no matter what it looks like, especially when you're new, that's a win. By appreciating your progress in every stage is definitely going to reinforce that self-belief of that you feel like you can succeed when it comes to content creation and being a YouTuber. It is also important to be mindful of the content that you consume outside of making content yourself. I have talked about this before and I cannot stress it enough. Make sure you are following those content creators that inspire you, or those content creators where you like their content, so you can kind of get ideas from their content and how they maybe edit things and, you know, incorporate that into your content. What I will not recommend is following a whole lot of people that are literally doing the same thing as you. They're beginners, they're new, they're doing this, they're doing that. I definitely would not recommend following them. I mean, obviously support them, but consuming their content all the time when you're trying to do the same exact thing, I would not recommend, because you're going to be like constantly competing with them in your head, like, okay, they did this, let me do this, or they do this, or now their followers and their subscribers are shooting up, but we're kind of doing the same thing, and that's going to discourage you. So I definitely would not recommend that. Support new creators. You know, you might have friends that are creators and you're trying to show support that way, but just don't consume their content. And if you do, don't let it get to you. Just simply view it and move on, because that is going to be the biggest setback for you when it comes to creating your own content. Another key to building a self-belief in the content creation space is also to take care of yourself. And I'm definitely no stranger to saying this either. Nobody is holding you gunpoint to film content, to create content, to post content, to have everything scheduled, to eventually making a content calendar, all that. Nobody's forcing you to do any of that. Definitely go into content creation as a hobby, something that you can do, something that you can express your creativity and express your art through whatever, you know, your niche that you decided to go with when creating content. But it's definitely okay to take a break, take a couple days to, you know, recharge and, you know, get that inspiration back of why you wanted to start in the first place. And also, when things don't go as planned, like you put out a video and it flops, because I even get videos that I'm like, I think this one's gonna reach a lot of people. I like this video, I like the content of this video, what it's talking about, and it doesn't get views. Okay, that happens. So instead of like, man, like, why didn't this video get views? Like, I spent so much time on it. I like the editing. I like what I was talking about. I had some good points in there. It's just not getting seen. That doesn't mean stop. That doesn't mean, you know, I can't do content. That doesn't mean, you know, anything, honestly. It just means that it just did not get seen by the people who needed to see it. So instead of being your harshest critic, I would suggest being your biggest cheerleader, because you need to remind yourself that failure is definitely part of the process, and you can't avoid failure, because you will ultimately avoid succeeding as a content creator and YouTuber, because things happen. Okay, just because you know, didn't get views, or, you know, you didn't get any engagement, or you're not getting any engagement, doesn't mean that you just have to stop. You just have to keep going. Eventually you will find your people. Here's a fun tip that I will also suggest for new content creators and YouTubers. I would say visualize your success. Picture yourself hitting that subscriber milestone that you know, want to get to. Picture yourself getting those comments that you want to get on your video. Or even, you know, visualize yourself doing brand deals with some of your favorite brands. Visualization is something that is definitely important, and I feel like it can help you make sense of what you want to do content-wise. It can definitely help your mind, you know, kind of believe what's possible if you don't give up and just keep going. And I feel like it can definitely boost your content. So act like you already work with these brands. Act like you already have those subscribers that you want, and you're getting all the engagement you want, because you'll get there eventually. You just have to keep going. By seeing and visualizing yourself succeed, you're honestly just mentally preparing yourself for it to actually happen. It makes you want to believe in yourself and keep going, and eventually you'll take bigger steps to help you achieve those goals. And there you have it. Building self-belief as a new content creator and new YouTuber is definitely possible. You just have to believe that you can do it. Just because, you know, you see all these popular YouTubers out now that you've been watching for years, they definitely started somewhere. People started in garages and basements, where they, you know, work with what they had, and they got to where they are because they didn't stop. Okay, remember that your journey is unique, your voice matters, and definitely do not let self-doubt hold you back, because it's definitely going to hold you back. You do not need to be perfect at anything when you're starting content creation. You just need to have the will to do it. The idea, the inspiration, the creativity. If you found this video helpful, definitely give me a thumbs up. Comment down below your favorite part, or if there's any other ways that people can, you know, nurture their self-belief when it comes to being a new content creator and a YouTuber. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more content creation tips and tricks just like this one, and also hit your push notification bell so you know exactly when I'm posting, which is currently Fridays 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That all being said, guys, thanks again for watching today's video, and I will see you all in the next one.